There's so much misinformation, lack of information, and mystery and hyperbole and fantasy in this industry. We're trying to give people a sense of reality. And you know what's interesting? It's good reality. You know, Dan Gooley said the other day, and I said this, with all the players we've worked with, and this is a guy that coached at the D1 level for 34 years, he said there's a place for everybody. It may not be your dream place. Everybody can't go to Southern Cal or Georgia or one of those schools. Right. But if you have even a modicum of skill, you can find, and you're willing to listen to the truth and work on your game, you can find a place to play. The second thing is, 2 years ago, we helped a young man get drafted. And he was an outfielder at Yale. And we interviewed him. He had, if I'm not mistaken, he had 60 or 70 schools after him. And you know what was the reason? Could you guess? It was academics.
I would say he probably was a good student if he ended up in
Yes.
Yes.
He said he had coaches at every level, D1, everybody said, the reason we're looking at you is because of your academics. We know we're going to have you for 4 years.
Right. And even something inside of that too, you know, we'll come across a lot of times, you know, tests are so important, but if we find a high school player who's got a great GPA but a low test score, well, that just means you had a bad test. If we find someone that has a terrible GPA with an amazing ACT score, well, that kind of tells us that you might be lazy because you're not doing the work that it takes during the regular school day, but you could go take a test and do well. You know, there's a little bit of method to all of the madness that we have. That really is and that stuff again.
I want to interrupt you again. Tell me, you're looking for character as much as anything, aren't you?
As much as anything. And you know, when we have recruits come down and sit in the office and for visits, some of the things that I'll pay attention to that you wouldn't maybe think a baseball coach would look at. We look at how they treat, you know, their mothers. How do you treat your mom? How do you treat your father? How do you treat whoever's with you? How do you treat your siblings that are younger that, you know, it's because those are the people that you've grown up with and you've spent your life with. If you can't show respect to them, how are you going to come in and respect someone that, you know, has watched you play on your best behavior at a showcase, and now all of a sudden you're going to be sent out into the world living by yourself with other people who are now, you know, another team, a freshman class that's now all on their own for the first time, and expect to have success with that. If we can't do it, you know, with our loved ones and the people that we care about most. So I think those are all things that are really important. But we definitely look for respect. We look for, you know, kids that excel, not necessarily just in baseball, but in different areas and have different interests. And, you know, obviously the baseball and the academics is a big piece of it. But we spend a lot of time together. So we basically, I look for kids that I would want to hang out with if I wasn't their coach. And again, we always keep that really good relationship of coach to the player. But there's so many times where, you know, I'm an academic advisor and I'm, you know, helping with internships and we're helping with job placements and all of those things that occur at the Division III level, where you're not just an assistant coach or a baseball coach. You're a mentor, you're a father, you're a big brother, you're all of these things to these kids, which again, I would tell you is one of the benefits of Division III baseball is the personal attention and the care that you get is just going to be so much greater than just what time allows. And again, I think we always wish we could have more time for this, more time for that. But it's that individual, you know, attention, education, all of those things that you can get at a place like Kenyon and many other places around the country that really, like you said, there's a place for everyone to play. You have to find it, and then you have to be willing to go there. And if you are, you can have a wonderful experience.